The Prison Officers Association says it feels vindicated after advocating for the closure of the Port of Spain prison for many years. Following government's decision to decommission the prison, head of the association, Gerard Gordon, says he hopes this will alleviate infrastructure concerns faced by POA members and inmates.
For us, is we are certainly looking forward to the construction of a new facility in the short term to address, how we manage, especially the remand population, which incidentally is about 3/4 of the persons who are incarcerated are remanded.
Responding to concerns about the relocation phase of the decommissioning, Mr. Gordon is confident that there is sufficient space at the alternative prison facilities that will be accommodating inmates from the Port of Spain prison.
We should be able to manage those numbers not only at the maximum security prison, but at other facilities that we have in a way that would not place us in any more undue stress.
The Port of Spain prison has outlived its use. This according to President of the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association, DOMA, Gregory Aboud, who has shared his thoughts with TTT News on the decommissioning of the Port of Spain prison.
Following the announcement by Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander about the government's intention to decommission the Port of Spain prison, President of the Downtown Owners and Merchants Association, Gregory Aboud, expressed that he did not object to the prison being located on 103 Frederick Street. However, he is relieved in knowing that the prisoners are being relocated to a more appropriate location.
We generally support the idea that the Royal Jail at Frederick Street has outlived its use, and we have had discussions on this very subject up until very recently with Minister Roger Alexander, and we concur with the decision. We do not object to the prison being on Frederick Street. The placement of these sorts of facilities is an attraction to bring people into the city to come and do their business at the jail and to bring people in and out of the Port of Spain. But what we do have a concern about are the conditions inside of the jail itself.
Mr. Aboud noted that the detention facility for offenders awaiting court trial became inundated far greater than its original operational capacity, thus creating problems for those within its walls.
The fact is that our thinking on the subject isn't only related to economics, it's also a question of an obligation to maintain a certain minimum standard of care to persons who have been accused of crimes, because that jail in itself is really a remand prison, and many persons who are accused of crimes sometimes have to spend anywhere between 1 and 10 years in jail waiting on a day in court. And in that regard, it isn't fair or just or humane to have them incarcerated in substandard conditions.
The DOMA president also stated that the historical edifice should be transformed into a museum, thus preserving the significant colonial history of Trinidad and Tobago.
The fact is that the building itself has tremendous historical significance. We should consider making it into a museum, I think, would be a good idea. Maybe we could make it a colonial museum in which we put all of the artifacts of the past related to our previous colonial status, maybe including even the statue of Columbus.
Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander said that the decommissioning includes removing and relocating prisoners to other detention facilities around the country.